Bookmap is gaining a lot of steam in the trading community because what used to be data that only the pros were getting access to or knew about or would be able to look at on a day-to-day basis when it comes to their trading, now a lot more retail traders, a lot more traders like you and I are realizing the benefits and what we really have at our disposal. Not to mention this data is becoming a lot more accessible. And so in today's video, I wanted to cover 3 ways we can use Bookmap to level up our trading. All right, so right now on the screen, we're looking at Tesla. And so all I have right now are candlesticks to look at, right? I can look at candlesticks. I can say, okay, we're breaking down below the lows that we put in back on October 23rd. And so we have a breakdown. But what if I wanted to see more inside of this move and dive deeper? Well, that's where I can use something like Bookmap. So I pull up Bookmap and I pulled up Tesla, and I'm watching Tesla essentially since market opened today. And I can zoom out and see how Tesla has reacted at certain price points. And this may be confusing, but please, 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 we're going to dive right into it. I'm going to try to make this a lot less confusing so that we can actually extract data from this that's actually helpful to us. The first way that Bookmap can help level up our trading is an inside view via liquidity. So what we're looking right now is at the liquidity heat map. And so inside are all these little colors, right? All these colors, and we have this little, this at the top of our screen. We can change this if we wanted to, but essentially the darker blues, low liquidity. Not a lot of orders at that price point. And these deeper or these darker yellows, oranges, reds, these colors, the brighter colors, I should say, that's where we have high liquidity. And so as I look back on Tesla's chart, I notice that on the way down, as Tesla was selling off today and breaking down on the bigger charts that we're looking at, we were breaking below these areas of high liquidity. A lot of orders were stacking up first at around 205. Then there were some pretty big ones here at around 204, 203, 202, 201, and then a big level at 200. So you're noticing every whole dollar level, every psychological level, we're seeing areas where a lot of orders are stacking up. And so by using Bookmap, we're able to see where the big orders are stacking up, which if you were to go back, you can't see that here. I mean, yes, we can look back at charts and say, hey, there could be some support here, resistance there, maybe, but you couldn't see that. If I pull up, as I go back here now to a 5-minute chart, for essentially the same exact time frame that we're looking at on Bookmap, while yes, I see Tesla's trending down, I don't see those big breakdown points. I don't see those levels where we've got high liquidity. So using Bookmap, we're able to see exactly that, which gives us a better picture view behind the scenes of areas of interest that we may want to wait for confirmation on Tesla breaking down for a short, or on the opposite side, Tesla gets that level, doesn't break down, bounces, and now we've got an area for a long reversal trade that we can risk off and know, hey, as long as that area holds, as long as those buyers potentially hold up there, we're good to go. So being able to see an inside view, as I like to kind of put it, is extremely helpful and a way that Bookmap can certainly level up your trading. Now, before we get into number 2, I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Iron Beam.
Introducing Iron Beam, a bright choice for futures trading. Iron Beam is an industry-leading broker catering to traders worldwide. With 24-hour live support and the free Iron Beam platform, you can trade the most popular and liquid future contracts anywhere and from any device. With day trade margins as low as $50 and no account minimums, futures trading is more accessible than ever. Register now and let us help you shine a light on futures trading. Iron Beam.
All right, number 2 is going to be the ability to see aggressive buyers and sellers. Now, there's kind of 2 ways we can go about viewing this. And so what we have right now on the screen is a lot of these big dots. And these big dots are, well, the bigger the dot, the larger the volume, right? At that time, the buyer, the seller. And generally speaking, larger red dots, more aggressive sellers. Larger green dots, more aggressive buyers, right? And you'll notice that we see those dots at a lot of these key areas of liquidity. So a bigger red dot comes in here and we break down below that. All those orders get eaten up. These 2 big red dots down here break through this 200 level and you see all of a sudden, boom, Tesla breaks down and drops about $2 very quickly. And so what we're looking to do is we're looking to utilize these big dots. And are we seeing a lot more of them, a lot less of them? Which colors are reigning supreme, if you will, to continue a trend? And what I'm noticing here is that, generally speaking, for the first good part of the day, you'll notice that you had a lot more of the larger red dots than larger greens. There were some greens, but look how small they are. A lot of small green dots in here. Okay, and so that's via volume dots. Now, there's also an indicator called the CVD. Now, the CVD indicator is what we call cumulative volume delta. Now, this is going to display the volume changes based on the volume traded by aggressive sellers versus aggressive buyers. Now, they have a full widget and a full indicator for this. So if I were to jump back to Bookmap, that's going to be down here at the bottom of our screen. What you're going to notice is if I actually bring this up, we can actually pop this guy up a little bit more on the screen, that there's a CVD on the bottom right. That's currently showing us a negative 660197 number, and that's changing live. We also have the CVD indicator line that's also showing up. And when this line is trending down, what we're seeing is that there's more aggressive sellers than buyers. And where do you notice that? That falls in with these big volume dots, okay? These big red volume dots, and then a big move down on the CVD. That's showing us aggressive sellers are pushing and are taking control right now. Then that starts to back test, right? And we get a big push up, and we see some larger green volume dots, and there come the aggressive buyers. And so what you want to look for when you're looking at the CVD is the trend continuing down or up? And is that the direction that you're looking to trade? And if it's not, understand that you don't have the aggressive sellers or buyers maybe on your side here, and that may not be as helpful to you in pushing price the way that you want it to go for that given trade. So letting that come to you and playing with where the aggressive buyers and sellers are for a given stock, for futures, for whatever you're looking at, crypto, whatever you're looking at, and whatever you're trading on a given day. Now, the third way that Bookmap can help level up your trading is going to be on the right-hand side. This is called the SVP. It is the session range volume profile, or the session volume profile. So what I have pulled up on my screen is going to be the session. And so it's essentially from the open today to where currently we're trading at right now. And what we're looking at is where we have large areas of this volume. And that's showing you where a lot of price action, a lot of volume has been exchanged. So what that means is that if you ever were to look at a volume profile and you notice that, okay, there's a lot of volume at a certain level and price is not able to break back above it, it might not be a clean area of resistance based off of candlesticks, but based off of volume, we can see that that's a clear area of resistance. And what you're noticing is that at these key areas of liquidity, or at key areas in general on a chart, you will see a lot more volume. And so the session volume profile is showing we've got a lot around this 200 to 201 level here on Tesla today, which we are now below that. So, and not to mention, we've now got liquidity popping up at 200. It's going to be interesting, and it could be a really strong area of resistance now that Tesla is currently below that level to get back above that session volume profile. So we like to use the session volume profile as something that we could see as an area of resistance, or potentially an area where price could move quickly through. And we say that because when we're looking for price, if Tesla were to get back above 200 here, okay, 201, look on the right-hand side. There is not a lot of spikes here on the volume profile. Tesla moved very quickly through these levels. And so you might want to see Tesla push back quickly through those levels again, as it doesn't seem to be an area where a lot of buyers or sellers are stacking up or fighting. Support resistance doesn't seem to be very, very key. And so you'd want to wait for Tesla to either break back above 200, potentially reject there, or if it gets above that, push up into maybe all the way up here towards 209, 209.25, where we have the next bigger peak or spike in volume. And that's where Tesla opened up today and traded a good bit of volume there before it started to trade to the downside. And so you're noticing right now as we speak, we are below an area of high volume. And now Tesla's starting to roll back over and potentially go down towards a low of the day. And so you're seeing the pressure there. And that is an area of interest, and now an area we can establish as resistance based on how much volume was exchanged at that level. So there you have it. Those are 3 ways we can use Bookmap to level up our trading. I will leave links to the sponsor of today's video, Iron Beam, as well as Bookmap, any other resources below this video if you want to check them out. Trading is hard. Trading is not easy. By no means are these guarantees, but these are things that could help you get a better view of the market and potentially put you on the plus side of profitability, while at the same time learning something and getting a better view of what the market really has to offer us. Thanks so much. Make sure you are subscribed, hit the thumbs up button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.